So what I'm going to do is cycle this. There's no K-cup in there. I'm going to hit continue on this, and I'm going to go for a 6-ounce nice tasty cup of this crap that comes out of it. Hi, my name is Kevin, and I'm here to talk about my Keurig 2.0 coffee maker. I decided to check into the Keurig after I've had about 1.5 years of problems of every time in the morning I get up at 6 o'clock and have a cup of coffee, and within milliseconds, a few minutes, I would start having drainage. My throat, you feel drainage in your throat. It was a constant issue every morning, and it would last for a couple hours. I'd come back, have another cup of coffee, and usually by about 10 o'clock the symptoms would subside. But I literally had this every day. Didn't skip a beat. So I started thinking the only common thread with this was I had coffee in the morning, and it was kind of weird that once the coffee went through my system, whatever, 3 or 4 hours later, symptoms went away. I'm allergic to mold, so I started thinking maybe something in this mechanism there's having some problems. So anyway, I decided to take the Keurig 2.0 apart. I put in this side a combination of a little bleach and water. If you can see inside of here, I put this thing back together. This is the pump mechanism. That's what pumps the water from that housing in through the system. That pump was very discolored on the inside of the pump. I didn't take that completely apart because I wanted to be able to run it again. I was afraid I wasn't going to be able to get it so it would run. That line then goes up to a heating element, which then goes up to another reservoir, and then there's a line that comes out of the top that feeds up where your K-cup is. But if you look up, I originally thought, oh gosh, the lines look pretty clear, which they do. If you look up at that line, clear up there at the top, that line feeds the K-cup. And I started seeing all these black dots all through the ID of that tube. It's somewhat discolored, you can see it. And if you zoom in on the video, you can see some of the crap that's in there. But they almost look like mold spores. I'm not a stinking scientist. I don't know. I know how to take this thing apart, and I can figure out what looks right and what doesn't look right. But anyway, that's what I found. So this is literally my 8th cup after I've taken this thing apart. You can see the cup is clear, nothing in it. So what I'm going to do is cycle this. There's no K-cup in there. I'm going to hit continue on this, and I'm going to go for a 6-ounce nice tasty cup of this crap that comes out of it. It's absolutely disgusting. You can see the little pump mechanism that pulls the water out of this is literally the 7th or 8th time I cycled this through here. You would think it'd get gradually better. I think it's getting gradually worse. The stuff that's coming out in the bottom, that's not coffee, folks. There's no coffee grounds in this system. That is whatever that black material is, either mold, some kind of bacteria, fungus, I don't know what it is. Again, I'm no scientist, but I can look at that, and that looks pretty damn clear. And you look at this, and I don't really want to ingest that, but I have done, whatever the crap that is. And when you dump this out, you can't see it, and I'm not going to do it on the video, but when you dump this thing out, at the very bottom, that stuff that comes out is dark color, and then at the very end, there's a slimy, brownish, blackish looking stuff. It's almost like a snotty like stuff that runs out at the very last. I don't know if that's the byproducts of whatever's living inside of this thing and the Clorox is killing it. It's just breaking up. But anyway, I just thought you'd like to see that. Unfortunately, it's a great concept, but the design is a breeding ground for a lot of bad stuff. So if you have one that's fairly old and you've gone through the same issues that I have, you may want to take it out to the curb, because that could be your problem. Hope you enjoyed the video. Well, this is my part 2 of the Keurig 2.0 disaster. My first part was I showed you all the kinds of crappy stuff that was coming out of this, with just water and a little bit of chlorine. So anyway, I popped the lid off of this thing and you can see for yourself. This is the very top part. That top part is where the water comes out of and goes to your, you can see this black stuff. I have no idea what that stuff is that's growing in there. It's not coffee grounds. Down in the heating element, I don't know what the hell that stuff is that's growing in there, but that's just effing gross. I mean, really gross. The line that feeds this thing, wasn't able to get a really good picture of it before, but you can see it right there. It's solid black of some kind of crap that comes from the pump. Yeah, no wonder I was getting sick. That's disgusting. And just for all you people that think that it wasn't cleaned, we cleaned it regularly. It has water filtration before it and water filtration at the inlet to the house, both down to, I forget which micron rating it is, but it's a very good filtration system. You can see that's some gross crap that's growing in there. All right, hope you enjoyed the video. Keurig beware, part 2.